Alright, Shabbat Shalom everyone. Let me know if you can hear me and see me and all that happy, wonderful, good stuff. Here I'm all like slouching and lounging. Yes, you can sign in by trying to type into the main chat and you will be prompted to sign into the chat. The biggest problem everybody seems to have is finding a name. Just be creative, okay? Rather like AOL back in the day. Glad everybody can hear me. Shabbat Shalom. And welcome to Around the Shabbat Table, punktorah and OneShul.org's Shabbat Table, where we gather around our own special little Shabbat table and have a brief observance and then pick a lovely topic to discuss, often picked by you folks or inspired by you folks. Every once in a while I rob the stage and pick my own topic, but tonight we have something that was definitely inspired by many people I've been talking to in the community. And thank you, Miss Sarah. Thank you for noticing the haircut. Yes, I realize it's a little dark. If you need me more lighted up, just let me know. Shmoo, who all of you are pretty familiar with at this point, posted a cute little article last night about the haircut that every man needs. And of course, me being the absolute mindless zombie trend-setting idiot that I am, went ahead and gave myself that haircut. And so that pretty much is where that came from. And then he turned around and did the same thing today. And that's why I was well overdue for a haircut. He was getting a little ratty there. Reserve duty called up. It's funny you mentioned that, Alex. In my entire time through high school, 4 years in high school, I had I was called Jarhead, high and tight, without a doubt, and definitely that was one of my favorite haircuts. So, with that being said, tonight's topic is beauty in Judaism. Many people have very confused what beauty is and how we perceive beauty and all that sort of thing, and I would actually like to discuss that because it's actually one of the problems I've had myself and have overcome. And so we should talk about that and share that, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So that being said, some of us have lighted candles already, some of us are about to, so without further ado, we will now do the candle blessing brought to us by the lovely Rebecca.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher Kidshanu b'mitzvot mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Miss Sarah, no cursing in the chat room. I'm not exactly sure what you posted. I know it's German, and I'm just making fun of you. Somebody has to pick on you guys. With that being said, those of you who were here last week saw our brand new Kiddush for Around the Shabbat table, brought to you by our very own Lonnie. And we will go ahead and play that. He was kind enough to brighten it up a little bit, and I'm not going to have to point my camera at the screen this time. And here we go into Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lamikra'e kodesh zecher l'siyat mitzrayim ki vanu v'achata v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat koshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. Shabbat shalom, my friends.
Amen. Definitely fantastic, Lanny. Thank you very much for that. Absolutely fantastic. Everybody knows I'm trying to get most of our things done here by those in the community. And if anybody has to go wash their hands, now would be the time. Please let me know. If not, we'll get into the hamotzi. Hamotzi, by the way, I have not had anybody offer to do. So if somebody would like to step up to the plate and actually do the hamotzi blitzing, you can just give me the vocal, or you can do a video as Lonnie Haas. Either way, that's fine with me. Just PC me and let me know. And that way we can get everything done by people in our community, which just makes it all that much better. And without that, here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. And I'm going to pull this out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and and do our usual sing. It is our tradition here around the Shabbat table that we will sing Bim Bam and Shabbat Shalom. I believe so, Miss Sarah. I think it is officially time for Miss P to get her chance in the limelight, without a doubt. This is definitely her big chance, and you should take advantage of this. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Alright, thank you all very much. Cool. And now we move on into blessings. This is where we remember why we are actually having Shabbat and why we observe Shabbat. Because of all the good things that happen during the week. Because we all know bad things do happen during the week, and it's often hard to find the good things that have happened. So I ask that everybody in the chat room type in at least one blessing they've received, one good thing they've had happen to them this week. One thing, without a doubt, stands out above all. Those of you who are insanely focused on the set behind me would notice that I do have another set of books. This is my first Tanakh, which Miss Sarah was very grateful to send this to me, and it's an amazing blessing. This is definitely something that's really, really, really cool. And this is definitely, without a doubt, this is my first Tanakh, and this is truly the best blessing I received all week. And thank you so much, Miss Sarah. And so, that being said, Lanny says, I've had laryngitis all week. You mentioned you had the flu, and hope you can read my posts. Yeah, we can read your posts fine, Lanny. Yep, and we have had you in our prayers. We know you've been feeling a little icky. It seems to be that time of year. Everybody's getting a little bit of something. Troy says we were spared from a bad storm Sunday, which is always definitely a wonderful and good thing. As someone who lives on an island, I understand that completely. Sarah says, I got to do something really cool for someone. And that's always definitely a great blessing when you get to do something really cool for someone. Really, really good. Alex says he is going to be a grandpa. Mazel tov, Alex. That is fantastic. I did see that in the post. And that's definitely a really, really awesome thing and a great blessing. Darian says, I got a very nice message from my friend out west, and it helped keep you going. That's cool. That's excellent. Braha says, I made a new friend who challenges me to be brave even though I don't always feel like it. And yeah, that's pretty much what friends are for. You know, you have some friends that'll sit there and suffer through you with everything, and then you have some friends that are going to just, like, eventually just grab you and smack you around a little bit and tell you to get yourself together. I prefer the second of the two. Young Warrior shares with us, I was noticed at work for my great support in the first aid team, and it was uplifting, definitely, and that's being recognized at work is always a good thing and a definite positive thing. You know, I've just left a job where we were not recognized for anything good we did. I can understand that. A definite positive thing. And I was listening to a speech by the owner of Virgin, and the first things out of his mouth were, when asked how does he view his business, he said, my business is people. It's my job to make people feel good. It's my job to motivate people. It's my job to listen to people. And he was talking about his employees. And I thought that was a beautiful way to look at his business. Arava says she got her new menorah for the year. And it looks like, keyboard keys. That's fantastic. That's cool. If you can post a picture, I'd love to see that. That'd be awesome. That is definitely great. Michael shares, my mom finally got out of an abusive situation from her ex-husband. Haven't been so happy in a very, very long time. That is so, so true. Very, very true. some of us here have been in abusive situations. It's just not a on female thing. It does go both ways. It's not that the man can't stand up for himself. It's just some of us are raised not to hit women or abuse women, and that's fantastic. And I used to speak to abused women when I was in college, and get them on the right track and help them actually do the resumes is what I was doing, and help them back onto the path. And that's a beautiful thing. Very glad you shared that. Sarah says she got new Hanukkah, and that you got a new one too. Well, okay, ladies, let's see some pictures of these beautiful Hanukkahs, shall we? Stop talking about it. Let's see some pictures. Sarah was mentioning hers. It's a tree of life, and I believe I've seen this one, and it's definitely really cool. And so that's awesome. So with that being our blessings this week, we'll get on into the Shema. And here we go. Amen. From that point, we'll get on to Misha Barak. If you have any prayer requests, you can type them into the main chat. Pretty much, I can look at everybody in this chat room. I can throw in Kitsera. I can throw in Miss Susie. I can throw in Miss Kim, especially. I can throw in Rabbi Patrick, and I will include all of them in our prayers. And this is the one time I'm not going to ask for some prayers myself. Those of you who follow me on Facebook know I'm having some definite physical problems going on, and it's been a very rough week. Troy adds 2 kids were injured, or if not killed in a fire tonight. Children is always a rough thing, very rough thing. So I'll go ahead and play that, and just type in the chat room. No, it appears Doc isn't here, but we have 8 guests, so Doc may very well be one of the guests and just having problems signing in. If someone is a guest and having a problem signing in, try to type in the main chat. You'll be prompted to sign in. Finding a name will be the hardest. Tack on a whole bunch of numbers. It's rather like trying to get an AOL email back in the day. If you pick the right numbers, you'll eventually get there and you'll get a name to be able to get in the chat room. If that is not helping, you still can't get in, please contact me around the Shabbat table at gmail.com or on Facebook, and I will be able to help you after the broadcast doing that. So yeah, neither one of the docs are signed in. That's quite unusual. We usually have 2 docs. Is there anyone who needs me to do Mourner's Kaddish this evening? If so, please let me know. Type it in the chat room. and I can go ahead and do that for you. If not, we'll go ahead and get on with the talk for this evening. I'll give you a couple seconds to answer that. And I'm not seeing any requests for Mourner's Cottage, so I'm going ahead and we'll go ahead and get into the talk. I say it now, so I'll go ahead and throw it in now. OneShul is run on donations. Each one of the broadcasts costs money. We try to get enough donations per broadcast to pay for that particular broadcast. So please, I encourage everyone to go ahead and donate. We don't rely on anything but your donations for these broadcasts. So we really depend on that, and that's what keeps us here. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be here. And what we do as far as broadcasters, we're all volunteers. We don't get paid for this at all. So it's not like anybody's getting a paycheck. It's going just purely for your broadcast. So that being said and done out of the way, tonight's topic of discussion: beauty. Beauty in Judaism. Thank you for asking, Lanny. The young man who was scheduled to do last night's broadcast, unfortunately, they had someone quit at work, and he had to go in and he had to cover a shift. Therefore, he was unable to broadcast. It is rescheduled from Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's New York time. I have not had a chance to get that information up yet. I will be doing that right after this broadcast. I apologize. It's been a very tough week. I was down for 2 days this week, completely down. So I will get that up. All I had time to do was pull it off before I started having problems, and hope that people realize that it was canceled. So and for those of you who haven't been paying attention, it's actually Insights into the Sages by a young man named Misha. He's a fantastic, very energetic young man. I'm very much looking forward to this broadcast and what he has to tell us about the sages. It's definitely going to be something very interesting here on OneShul, and the fact that we're getting into these new areas is definitely a fantastic thing for everyone. And I encourage everyone to come out and support the young man. The Monday the 2nd, I'm sorry, it's not this Monday, it's the following Monday. I apologize. So it'll be the Monday after Thanksgiving. He'll actually be doing his broadcast. Beauty in Judaism. I hear very, very, very often, and it has a lot to do with, because we are in an online community, people feel safer in an online community. They don't feel as vulnerable in an online community as they do in public, where they're actually around people. So it's understandable that I hear this often. This goes for both men and women in this talk, and I don't want to think that I'm singling anyone out. I'm not. Many people approach this, and that's, I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel that I'm beautiful. I don't like looking at myself in the mirror. I don't like how I look, etc., 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 etc. With that being said, you have to understand what true beauty is and how true beauty appears to other people. We have become a society at this point, which many people are trying to change, where very skinny is in, where very muscular and macho is in. That's difficult on both men and women. It's unreasonable expectations. It's a low percentage of the population. Normal people trying to achieve that is nothing short of insanity. Lanny says, thin is in, but fat is where it's at. And yeah, that's definitely one way to put it, Lanny. If we look not too far back, the thin thing came about in the 30s. In the 20s and the 30s. The thinness, and that being the in thing came about in the 1930s, which, if you think about it, it's only 100 years out of the entire existence of the world. That's not a lot of time. Curvy women, now that would be considered overweight, which is absolutely ridiculous, were actually considered to be beautiful and voluptuous. Men that were burly, bear-like, roughneck type, they were considered to be the attractive ones. And that's changed. Now it's this, very chiseled looking body and such. It's unreasonable expectations. Who decides what is beautiful and who is not? Sarah says, I like my eccentric librarian self, glasses and all. And believe it or not, a lot of people find glasses very attractive. Clark Kent, for instance, is big on that list of people who are attractive with glasses. The fact that any two people can look at each other closely for any length of time and find the other attractive is a miracle. Don't get hung up on it. And that is so true, Alex. Very, very true. You know what they say? Physical beauty is only skin deep. That only lasts so long. That only goes so far. We're older, Alex. We've been through a lot. We understand that a lot more than younger people. They may have to bang their heads against the wall a few times before they figured that one out. I know it took me quite some time to figure that out, so I'm right there with you. Lonnie says, go to a museum, look at the statues and paintings of women. Curvaceous and beautiful. Exactly. Very true, Lanny. Many women feel because they don't fit the stereotypical body type of this thin waif looking thing that no one will find them attractive. And that is the farthest thing from the truth. This is going to sound horrible, but this is the way I heard it explained to me. A friend of mine does adult movies. And she was concerned because she didn't have the stereotypical body type when she first considered this. And she said, what I did was I looked around at what was out there. And when I looked around what was out there was every type of body type represented. And it didn't matter what body type you were. There was somebody out there who enjoyed your body type, your facial features, long hair, short hair, whatever that may be. There was someone out there who finds that attractive. And yes, that's very much true. Marilyn Monroe would be considered overweight. Lanning adds he's for the eyes. Oh, I'm a 4 eyes, which means he has glasses. I'm sorry. Joshua says it is not oneself to know what is beautiful, not what is considered from the norm. Exactly. Look at the eating disorders a cultural phenomenon has caused, and that's very true, Lanny. It's absolutely horrible what's going on. The problems that this is causing, and now there's a great movement to actually change this, which I think is fantastic. As far as men, guys, we can look chiseled and we can look fantastic, and we can have all those wonderful features, or you can go the route which I went and desperately trying to walk away from, the bad boy type. When we dress like bad boys, what do we attract, gentlemen? When you dress like a bad boy, what are you going to attract? And I'll give you a couple minutes to answer that, and I'll keep talking. And I'll tell you how I got into that. I had self-esteem issues for a very, very long time. I was very, very skinny. Very, 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 very skinny. Nothing to do with the fact that I have a super high metabolism. And Alex says fun women, but how long do the fun... For a minute. Thank you. That's why I was this guy. How long? For a minute. Exactly. And I had to change that, and I had to change how people viewed me, and I tried to figure out how can I do this? How can I change how people look at me? No matter what I did, I couldn't change how people looked at me. And then I thought to myself, you know what? If I don't think I'm good looking, why would anybody else think I'm good looking? I'm not going to say that, Lanny, but yes. And the way I got around that was the most difficult, the most easiest thing in the entire world. I said to myself one morning, I said, anytime anybody asks me how I am, I'm going to say, I'm beautiful. Thank you for asking. And I went through my entire day like that. And in the beginning, they would look at me kind of weird or laugh and giggle and say, you're a nut. And then one day I actually started to believe it because I was saying this 50 times a day. I'm beautiful. Thank you for asking. And it reversed my thinking. And once I reversed my thinking, other people's thinking of how I looked changed. And how they viewed me changed. And the fact that I was thin or whatever no longer fit into the factor. You have to feel good about yourself. That's it. You don't need someone else to make you feel beautiful or make you beautiful. You can do it on your own. There can be people that help you with that process, but unless you grasp that within yourself, within your soul, you're not going to do that. Now, that being said, now that we got all that out of the way, I'm going to paste a brief picture. And I'm going to do this to prove a point real quick to both men and women. So I'm going to throw this picture up. While this picture is up, I want to hear what runs through your brain when you see this picture. And I want to hear what the ladies have to say when they see this picture. And what goes through your brain. And Lanny adds, all too often people blessed with physical beauty get uglier as you get to know them. And that's all true. Oh my goodness. That's not true across the board, but it has a tendency. And Alex says that goes for who you choose to find beautiful as well. Don't worry what someone says about your choice. That's very true. And you guys are great. You guys are awesome. But we're older. We've been through it. Some of the younger guys don't know this. But the not so attractive ones get better looking as you get down to know them. And that's exactly it. Case in point, what I've been saying, love is blind. If you have true love and you have true beauty, what's in front of you makes very little difference. It really, really makes very little difference. If you're truly in love with someone, it's not going to make a difference. And we can say this, gentlemen, and some of you ladies can say the same thing here. Because sometimes we've gotten out of those relationships after a while, you know, and you turn around and then a few months go by and you're kind of over the whole thing, and you run into that person again and you see them and you say to yourself, what was I thinking? What did I see in that person? Love is blind. And so I'm going to post a picture. I want to get your brain reaction is what I'm after on this next picture. I'm not trying to offend anyone. If anyone is going to be offended, this is not a naked person, by the way. If you're going to be offended, please just cover your eyes momentarily until you hear my voice again. Okay? But here you go, guys. I want to know what is triggered in your brain. There you go. Give it to me. Let me know what went through your brain. Mine was, I really want that car, but that's irrelevant. Yes, exactly, Lanny. You know we're old. You know we're old when we sit there and say, "Oh yeah, that's a nice car." See, Sarah got it. She's trying to sell that car. Exactly. Yep. Yep. There was a study done by a university, which I totally forget at this point. Darian says, I will take both, but then you know that's awful objectionable. Okay? Not my type, wrong hair color, bad makeup, needs to eat meals. You're on the rebound, Alex. That's Arava, typical stereotype ideal, and car is beautiful. So we all agree we all want the car. We can go either way on the girl. Oh, okay, Alex says, oh, there was a car in the pic too. Yes, there was. There was a study done by a university, which I totally forget at this point, and I apologize for that, and I did have this information, but, you know, it's been one of those weeks. The part of the brain that is triggered in the male when he sees something like this, and a girl who is dressed promiscuously, or scantily, or however you want to say it, is the same part of the brain that is triggered when he's looking at his truck broken down on the side of the road with the hood open and steam pouring out. His brain says, I can fix this. Now, can any one of you gentlemen or ladies possibly tell me that A, you want to look at something and say, oh, I can fix that, or that you want somebody looking at you and saying, oh, he can fix me? That's ridiculous. I don't want to fix someone. I have no desire. I have enough problems of my own to have to try to fix someone. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that that's what you would use to judge on picking a relationship. Now, if you're looking for a short-term thing and just something to keep you occupied temporarily, more power to you. But if you're looking for a long-term relationship and someone that you want to love and care about and possibly spend the rest of your life, you're not going to want to fix that person. You're tired of fixing people. You're like, hey, I got enough to fix on my own. Lanny says, after my first marriage, I consider getting fixed. Yeah, I'm sure we all have. Yes, definitely, without a doubt. So getting that out of the way, and that's the basic. What in Judaism would we consider beautiful? If we look at the Chabad Rebbe, what he tells us is that true beauty, and what a man really wants to see in a woman, is a woman that is observant. That's above and beyond. That is ultimate priority. if she's observant and God-fearing, or his exact words. Excuse me. This is repeated over and over and over and over again. I can definitely say without a doubt, now that I am religious, seeing a young lady. Thank you, Troy. Proverbs 31. And if somebody would like to look that up and post it in the chat room, that'd be great. If I try to do it, my broadcast will crash. Seeing a beautiful young lady with her head covered on Shabbat, lighting the candles, very humble. That's a beautiful thing. Dressed modestly. Why do we say dressed modestly? The whole cleavage thing is wonderful for about 5 seconds. Yeah, you caught me. Now that you caught me, can you cover up? Because I really don't want everybody else seeing you like that. That should be kept for your partner, without a doubt. Men, there are some things we do to, of course we look much more idiotic trying to, we'll call it peacock, but you know what I mean. Things should remain for your partner and kept for your partner. What true beauty is, and I actually learned this through one of my hypnosises today. Kind, caring, loving, understanding, soft-spoken. Why do I say soft-spoken? We have a tendency to yell. We have become a society where it's acceptable to have all out screaming matches that often break out into physical violence between each other and our partners. And Avra says, Proverbs 30:30, grace is decentful and beauty is vain, but women that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. And that's exactly it. And so with that being said, what happens when somebody starts screaming at you? What do you do when somebody starts hollering and screaming at you and ranting and raving, and if it goes beyond that, it goes beyond that? What goes through your head? What is your emotional reaction? Trying to find, Sarah adds, trying to find someone that reads where I live. That's why I work in a library, to talk to other readers. Braha says when someone screams at her, she wants to hide. Sarah says, I would shut down. Lanny says, hush up. I'm editing this for the broadcast. We'll go hush up with an explicitive. Troy says he would either get quiet or yell back. Alex says, I would glad I'm in a peaceful person these days. All of you hit it on the nose. All of you hit it on the nose. We block it out. We shut it down. We hear nothing the other person is saying for the most part. Because at that point, all you're hearing is someone being irrational and yelling at you. And my bandwidth went low. You may be losing. If you lose, let me know if you can still hear my broadcast. I have said it very often. And I've completely lost bandwidth. Oh, now I'm back up. If you want someone to listen to you, whisper. because then they'll pay attention. Then they'll have to listen to you. Then they'll have to pay attention. I also say, talk to someone with a smile on your face. If at all possible, with a smile on your face, calmly, with love and respect. You don't have to put a person down to get your point across. I find this one of the most beautiful things in the entire world. Someone who is soft-spoken, who can approach you calmly, who doesn't feel the need to put you down to get their point across. You know, so many times we hear you're stupid, you're an idiot, this, that, and the other thing. And it's very common and very acceptable in our day and age to talk to people like that. And they feel, oh, we're being real and we're being honest. Are you being real and being honest? You're cutting off communication. I fail to see how that can be real and honest. I fail to see how that can be attractive. And Arava says, ask the opinions and thoughts of the other person. Exactly. Get them involved. If you get them involved, you're going to get a much better reaction and get much better results. You know, and what's wrong with getting better results easier without making someone feel bad? I mean, isn't that one of our commandments, not to make other people feel bad? And achieving that and getting that done weighs heavy on beauty. I'm sure all of you would agree. A beautiful person is someone that can tell you did something wrong and not make you feel bad about it. That's definitely that's definitely someone that's aspiring beauty. So, you know, that being said, bear with me just a second. I'm going to get a drink of water. You know, if you want to attract and you want to stay with that type of person that is truly love and truly beautiful, someone that makes you feel good even in the worst situations, you know, that's beautiful. That's amazing. Someone that can just knows, you know, it's like I often say, really, if you really want me to get something done and you really want something, bat your eyes at me and I swear it'll be done in 10 seconds flat. I'm sure some of you guys will agree with me on that. The keys into beauty issues as well, what we are taught as kids, and that is very true, Rava. And you know, if you don't have that background and that upbringing to what people find beautiful, you know, we're programmed. We're programmed to think if you don't fit a stereotype, you're not beautiful, and it's all physical. And when you grow up and you get older, you realize, you know, it really has nothing to do with it. If you love someone, the looks become, they fall to the background. You can push that aside because they're a beautiful person and they make you feel beautiful. You know? You know, it's nice to be, people tell you you're beautiful. It's always nice to get those compliments. But you have to believe it yourself to get those compliments. And doing your observances is a beautiful thing. It really is. I find it extremely attractive for a woman who is observant. You know, above all. And Lanny adds, how many of us have been told we are ugly or stupid or worthless as kids? And it's very true. It's very true. And it's scary how much that's made its way into our society. Any given time on Facebook, it is reasonably acceptable to consider yourself something that in no way, shape, or form is acceptable. Intelligence and character are beauty, without a doubt, and how you carry yourself is definitely without a doubt. if you present yourself in such a manner, a sophisticated, modest young lady goes much further and is much, much more attractive to a man. Not a boy. Notice I didn't say boy. To a man. You're much more attractive in that fashion. So, just keep that in mind. You want somebody, they're going to project on you. There are many men out there who don't mind having eye candy on their arm. Most of the time, they're the women on the side. Rarely are they the actual wife. Rarely is it actually love. So, keep that in mind. And Braha brings up a point. More people taught around me as a child, and that was something I never learned until I was older. Most of us didn't learn it until I was older. I couldn't even imagine being someone, say, young warrior's age nowadays, and seeing what I see on Facebook and being able to conceive what true beauty is. I am going to use a four-letter word here. I see literally every day on Facebook a young lady or a young man saying something like this. The young lady will say something like, "I'm a bitch, and I'm proud of it." The young man will say something like, "I'm a player," and that's a cleaned up word. Let's say, I'll go as far as to say asshole. "And I'm proud of it." That is nothing to be proud of. That is not attractive. And if you look right after, several days later, after they proclaim themselves to be a B or an A, why can't I find a good man? There's no good men out there. Why can't I find a good woman? There's no good women out there. Can you honestly sit here and tell me that a good man or woman wants anything to do with anybody who considers themselves a B or an A? That is absolutely ridiculous. And let's see, we got something good going on. Alex said, that's two ways though. What observant woman wants the football game and a beer guy? It does work both ways, Alex. Alex, believe it or not, there are some women out there who are into football and beer, but keep in mind you're going to have to give in to the wine and watching The Notebook every once in a while. It's a trade-up. Sorry, brother. No other way around it. You're in love, that's what you do. So, love is this, like I said last week, love is this, it's an empty box. You have to put into that box and take out of that box. What you fill it with, you have to take out. Opposites often do not attract, and that is very true, Lanny. Very, very true. But you can find a medium there, Now, if you're sitting there and you're watching football the entire weekend and Monday night and not paying attention to your any family, that falls on you. Sorry. I'll give you a team, two teams, a college team and a pro team. I'm not going to say that, Arava, but you get the idea. That's exactly right. And that goes on the other foot too, Arava. Okay, don't get it wrong. It does happen on the other side of things. Women do get caught up in the bad boy image or this, that, and the other thing. They often think, "Oh well, I'll marry him and then he'll change for me." Another very important point. Don't think you're going to change someone. That's ridiculous. Okay? You're not going to change someone. It's not going to happen. I can tell you right now. They may change a little bit. They may compromise, but you're not going to change someone. And so that is why in Judaism we say, don't pick someone by their potential. They may tell you they're going to do this and do that. 98% of the time, they don't do this and do that. Once they have you roped in, why do they have to bother? They're not going to bother. If you see a change in a person, if somebody really wants to change for you, they're going to change on the spot. Period. End of story. Or do everything they can to make that happen and make that work. Don't pick someone because you think they will change. Please don't. Very bad move. People only become more themselves. Correct, and that is absolutely correct. Never enter a relationship going in think you're going to change someone. Exactly, and this is exactly what I'm saying. If you can't handle, if something in that person you know you can't handle, you say, hey, listen, this has got to change. If they don't make an effort on the spot, walk away. It's not going to work out for you. It's not going to go well for you. I can tell you right now. There are a few exceptions here and there, but you will, without a doubt, you will see a change immediately. Ideally, the two change together towards each other. And that's exactly right, Alex. And that's exactly what's supposed to happen. That's why you sit down and you talk about your goals and your observance levels and all that kind of stuff. And you sit there and say, well, okay, if you ever get on a Jewish dating site, they ask you all these questions. How many times a day do you pray? Do you go to Shabbat? How often? Shul, how often? How observant are you? Because if someone doesn't match that, they're not necessarily going to catch up. There are many cases where they do, or they bring somebody back into the fold, but majority of the time, it just winds up being friction. So, basically that's it. If you want to be beautiful, A, you have to feel it yourself, and B, it's not by your outer appearance. It's by what you do, how you conduct yourself, how you talk to people, how you argue, even matters. All of that, very, very, very important. The mental dynamics of attraction are way too convoluted for anyone to truly understand. True. Very true. Yes, but we can make better judgments, and we can better judge how we will appear beautiful to those we want to appear beautiful to. It may not be that we're not appearing beautiful. It may be that we're trying to appear beautiful to the wrong people also. So keep that in mind. There is definitely, without a doubt, it says Hashem has someone out there for everyone. And if you lose the first one, he's got another one for you. That's what the book tells us. That's what the Torah tells us. You lose your shirt, another one will be provided when you are ready. It's not even a question. So, can we what, Lanny? I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have a little drink here. I'm sorry. So while we're on that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play a quick song for you. Whoops. This is actually done by a Mormon group, but the message is there, and that's all that really matters. Let me get a different graphic loaded up for this for you. Okay, I'm going to play this song real quick.
Don't peak, young man. We keeping it virtuous, baby.
Dressing modest, we know it's rough. When the world is making it so tough,
right.
Don't need short skirts or low-cut shirts.
Low-cut shirts.
Being the way that you are is enough.
That's right, baby.
Everyone else doesn't seem to care. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up the world like nobody else. By the way that you speak and respect yourself. Girls with integrity are hard to find these days. You gotta know, you are so beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'd understand why I need your honesty. Right now I'm talking to you and you must believe. You gotta know, you are so beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Don't peak, young man. Only thinking the girls are virtuous, baby.
So come on, most got it wrong. To prove we're right, we put it in a song. We don't know what you want a guy that only cares what he sees with his eye. Everyone else doesn't seem to care. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up the world like nobody else. By the way that you speak and respect yourself. Girls with integrity are hard to find these days. You gotta know, you are so beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'd understand why I need your honesty. Right now I'm talking to you and you must believe. You gotta know, that you are so beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. Na 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 na.
Come on, I can't hear you.
Na 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 na.
Okay, well, you get the general idea from that song. Yes, that's definitely a Mormon, but you get the gist of the song. I desperately tried to find a Jewish song that said the same thing, and I couldn't find one. If anybody has any, please send them to me. I'll gladly post them. So, with that being said, does anybody have any questions and comments? I want to say this. I see all of you here on a constant basis. Some of you I have seen for 6 months. I know what all of you look like, and I think all of you are beautiful people, and I think there is someone who is definitely believes that you're a beautiful person. I see the true you. I see the potential in all of you. And I can assure you, be yourselves, be who you are, and be observant if you're observant, if that's what you want to attract, and that will go a long way for all of you. You're all truly amazing, you're all truly beautiful, and I just wanted to share that. If anybody has any questions and comments they'd like to share at this time. And Miss Sarah, don't ever give up. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. You know, I'm sure most of us has been on that road. Don't ever give up. And I can tell you, you know, when you need that and when you're ready for that, Hashem will provide you. That's one of my daily prayers, believe it or not, which also includes some of the things we talked about today. Beauty, make her kind, warm-hearted, caring, and soft-spoken. That's all part of the send me an angel prayer, so to speak. So does anybody have anything else they'd like to add and share? Give me some perspectives of something that perhaps you see as beautiful that wouldn't fall under the mainstream. Don't look for a companion. Be yourself, and you will meet someone doing the same as you, because that is what he or she loves, and that's very true. You never know when you're going to run. It's amazing where you run into people and meet people. It's quite bizarre. I've walked out of a convenience store, bumped into someone, and met someone that way. I mean, there's many bizarre ways. If anybody doesn't have any other comments and questions they need to ask on air. Oh, Arava, stop. I know I'm beautiful. All of you are. Well, nobody has to be actively looking. Many of us aren't actively looking. But at the same time, don't shut everybody down either. A lot of times we get so caught up that we'll shut something down before we even give it a try. That's my best advice. And Lanny adds, that's how he found his beautiful wife. There you go. Yeah. Some of the strangest occurrences. You wind up meeting someone you would never even think that you would meet otherwise. Okay, I'm actually going to sign off and stay in the chat room. Thank you all for coming. Again, donate. Okay, I've said it enough. You know the spiel. Keep us on the air. Monday night, we have Torah Talk with Hannah. Wednesday night, Midweek Ma'ariv with Tracy and Ed and Draco. Thursday, I will be doing the next in the series of the Holiday Survival Guide, the Hanukkah Survival Guide. For those of you who are interested, I have many videos that you have all submitted, and your community provided this material. It is not just me. Many people from the community have contributed. Shmu contributed. We have a lot of great stuff that's going to be in that particular class. For those of you who are not familiar with Hanukkah, or would like to get a little bit more, or would like other people's traditions, because I have a little tradition of my own, which I will share during the class, which I'm sure everyone will find rather amusing. And then after that, obviously we have Hanukkah coming up, or Thanksgiving, or a combination of both. If you don't have anybody to spend the holiday with and you're by yourself, please contact me. I will be here by myself, and we can just have a little thing online, whether it's in Google Hangout or in a chat room. Google Hangout is usually really good. Just hit me up. Nobody should be alone during the holidays. That gets kind of tough. So I please invite you to join us, and I'm sure we'll have a little bit of group. Thank you, Lanny. Thank you. And I honestly can't stress enough. Beauty is within you, and it's not what you think it is. And there is someone out there who finds you beautiful. don't let other people tell you can't. If somebody tells me that they don't find me attractive, I'm like, okay, the next person walking through the door will. And that's how I feel about it. And that has been my experience. So, that being said, feel beautiful, because you are, without a doubt. Don't let anything get you down. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and I'll stay in the chat room and keep you all company.